How's it going, UBL Nation? My name is Broken Pinky, and welcome back to another installment of Pickems here for week 3 of season number 15. As always, I'm joined by a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hello. I am Final Gambit, host of Team Skull. Yo.
Yo, Skull. Going down, double. Yeah. That's a
It's
fun
your boy.
But yeah, we have a bunch of fun matchups to break down for this week. And I'm looking forward to it. We had 2 fun weeks of action. We have some teams, really rising to the occasion. Such as Team Skull, currently undefeated, by the way. I think.
I played 1 match.
Hey, but you won the 1 match. So,
I played 1 match.
What more could you ask for? I guess playing your week 2. That might
That happens day of recording.
Okay, sick. So you know what? Hey, you're gonna keep that undefeated streak alive, and you'll be balling.
Sure.
Speaking of balling, we have our first matchup right here in our faces. We have the Camarocho Oranges versus the Balling Ballers.
What a segue.
I do what I can.
Really organic.
But yeah, we have fun matchup up here. Every time I see Kilowattrel and I see Tornadus, my eyes sort of enlarge and I'm like, ooh, fun Torn T counter.
I'm gonna be so fucking for real. What does this team do to Celesteela?
You see that Arcanine Hisui? I think it does that guy. I think that's the guy.
It's just him. Then Celesteela clicks like Terra Rock.
Hey, there's a Roto.
Like
there's a Roto.
Water.
I think it just clicks Terra Dragon.
Terra Water. It just eats away at Rotom.
I mean, it could just go Terra Dragon and just say, like, I'm killing Fluttermane anyway. I don't care if you kill me with Moonblast.
True. And then you gotta deal with the mouse hold.
Yeah. Terrakions also pretty strong here. I guess Fluttermane is, like, pretty good into Rat's team, Celesteela aside.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with that fucking Celesteela?
How do you deal with that Celesteela? It's gonna take a lot of work, and I'm pretty sure that this entire matchup depends on how well you deal with that Celesteela.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because Slitherwing isn't gonna do enough unless you're boost your attack, and you can't risk running that because there's a Kilowattrel on the field, and you're gonna die.
Yeah, I think you definitely called out Kilowattrel, Mousehold, Celesteela are definitely going to be coming from Rat. I think from Orange, we're definitely going to see Flutter, Arcanine, and Rotom.
Yeah.
But those last 3 on either side are going to be pretty important. I would imagine Rat's going to bring Terrakion because, like, the Rock Resist is not in the room with us. Oh, it's Swampert. Never mind. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like knee-jerk, I think Rat has a slight edge in this matchup.
What a polite way of putting it.
Fair enough. I mean, hey, Orange does have slower Trick Room, so there's that.
He does, but only with 1 Pokemon.
Hey, I'm pretty sure that, like, Runerigus can't hit Dragalge that hard, because I don't think it gets high horsepower. So maybe it gets Stomping Tantrum.
It's gonna whip out Earth Blade.
Did you say Earth Blade?
Yeah, it's gonna whip out Earth Blade.
I'm gonna whip out the Zekrom kick. Something like that.
Yeah, this is a really hard matchup for our little citrusy fella.
Our orange good boy Orange.
But it's definitely doable. Celesteela has answers that are going to be hard to maneuver around because you absolutely bring Terrakion for Rock Resist. You bring Milotic to just instantly fully nullify the Arcanine because it's a water, it's physically defensive, it can Terra, and it has Marvel Scale, so you're not hitting it.
Yeah. And like with Terra, it can also be a pretty good check into the Zarude, and it can maybe take a hit from the Slitherwing, depending on some
And
factors.
if you really want to be cheeky, you can bring Executor specifically to deal with Rotom and Swampert.
Yeah, I mean, Eggy's not even terrible. Well, okay, Eggy does have to Terra here. But if it does Terra, it's not the worst in the world.
I don't think they bring it here. It's countered by too many things.
Yeah.
Fluttermane, Dragalge, Arcanine, Zarude, Tornadus, Slitherwing.
Yeah, it's literally weak to 6 Pokemon's stab move. Because it's a really good Pokemon. Yeah. I will be curious to see how Rat rounds out his team. I think I could see him just bringing top 6 and going on speedy adventures. Or I could see him try to mess with like Runa Regis and Celesteela under Trick Room to try and snipe that Fluttermane. I think that is a worse way of going, but maybe it's a way that Orange won't expect, so that surprise factor will be valuable.
I don't know, it is Rat.
Yeah, and Rat does famously hate Trick Room, but he did run Trick Room versus Cannor, and he won that set, so...
True. Where there is a Rock Slide.
Oh, will there be Rock Slides? But I think we're both in agreement that Rat is going to be likely to be the winner of this matchup.
Yeah.
Alright. That was a nice little...
Celesteela. I hate that Pokemon.
It's a really annoying guy. Speaking of annoying guys, we have some people that just hit way too frickin' hard in the second matchup. Rain versus Sun, we have Titanic Destruction versus the St. Louis Talonflame.
Oh my gosh, it's Rain versus Sun, a tale as old as time.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my friends are fighting. They both have like C-tier team.
No!
I like Pyrus a lot more in this matchup. But if he's so for real.
That's fair.
You have Rain, and that is your only way of dealing with Charizard.
Hey! Azumarill could probably take some hits. You got that Sap Sipper.
Will not tank. Oh, you know it, right? You do run Sap Sipper. I actually don't think it's immediate that bad. Charizard does well, but I think Rain goes harder into Pyrus' team than Sun does into Titanic Destruction.
Yeah. Pyrus' team doesn't have the best ways of dealing with Rain. Lucario probably won't be annoying with Follow Me, but there's a chance. I think Zapdos is always extremely annoying, especially because it is as fast or faster than everything that Pyrus has.
Yeah.
And like Pyrus can't even run Trick Room because Doublade is like pretty threatening.
No, it's fine. Trapinch can solo.
It can switch out. It's not arena trapped.
I like the more I look at the matchup, the more I think if Pyrus doesn't get up Tailwind and call the Terra right, he ends up just losing to Ludicolo.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you lead Weather, Politoed wins 100% of the...
Yeah. Well, no, because if you lead Weather, Charizard Megas, so the sun is up. So I guess Politoed loses.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. It's been so long.
Yeah, so... I mean, on the bright side, Kris does have double Fake Out to get Politoed in relatively safely. But yeah, that lead matchup is going to be really awkward here for Kris compared to Pyrus. You can kind of just leave Charizard.
I think it's awkward all around. It's definitely going to be one of those matchups where it's that first turn may just determine the entire game.
Yeah, it's very likely. I also think Como is very strong here because it's immune to Weather Ball with its bulletproof ability, and I think that's an attack that Venusaur is going to be looking at running, as well as potentially Charizard, aside from the normal Heat Wave.
Yeah, Venusaur's best way of hitting it. Go ahead.
And it can tear it into Steel or Ghost or something to make it not weak to flying. But yeah.
Hitting it already is Earth Power, because it already resists both stabs, and you can't hit it with Weather Ball, which would also be resisted.
Yeah,
So Komodo is going to be big versus, like, anyone not named Charizard or Suicune.
Yeah, but also, like, I feel like Kris does not have a very good sleep absorber. It might just be that Como into that Venusaur, but that feels kind of bad. And, you know, only one pair of safety goggles, and your grass type is obviously weak to Sludge Bomb and slower than Venusaur in the respective weather. I guess it doesn't really matter if Sun and or Rain is up. The one's just going to be faster than the other, but...
Yeah.
Sleep Powder's really annoying for Kris.
Oh, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, yeah, he just clicks Sleep Powder in the sun. You lose.
That's a good Pokemon, what can I say?
It's an annoying Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think Lando T is going to be really important.
I agree.
And we don't have HP Ice. The only way of dealing with it is Water Stab. And if it Terra Grasses, it now deals with most of your... Save for Zapdos, which it doesn't need to Terra against.
Well, here's the thing, is that Zapdos is running Weather Ball. Like, and even if it's in the sun, Weather Ball Fire is going to hit like a truck.
That's true. I did forget Zapdos gets Weather Ball.
Yeah. Zapdos is just such a terrifying mon.
Such a good book. But yeah, this first term is going to be really important. This battle of the weather is going to be a fun watch. Definitely.
Oh, I agree. It's going to be a fun matchup. It's hard for me to get a read on who I think is going to win.
I was going to say the same exact thing. It's I keep bouncing between, this guy can do this one, but this guy has this.
Like they can both cook so well. I feel like the level 1 lead for both of these guys is going to be like him on top Zapdos into Charizard Venusaur.
Yeah.
And like you switch out into Politoed and you Hurricane or you Fake Out or something, but like I don't know, there's just so many layers to all of it.
The tough part about maneuvering around Charizard is it can always not Mega.
True.
And it can Mega on the turn you switch in which case the sun goes up anyway. So you might want to run a slow U-turn here, or flip turn Azumarill. So you get the Mega off and then you go into Politoed, but then it's too slow for Charizard, so you have to run like max speed U-turn Zapdos and then get the speed tie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awkward.
I genuinely think that Azumarill's best ability here is Sap Sipper. It's like you either do that or you have to run Terra Dragon.
Yeah. And for that reason, I'm gonna give it to Pyrus. I think he has an easier time maneuvering his weather than Politoed does.
Okay. I can agree with that. I think Sun is much easier to manage because of that sort of delayed start. And I think that Kris's Mega is much less substantial.
Yeah.
And also I think Clefable is stronger redirection, although I don't know if Pyrus plans on tapping into Clefable. Because the top 6 are all really good here, but Clefable can be extremely annoying, especially if Azumarill says it.
I do think you bring it over Gallade.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think that Gallade is nice for Terra Steel Como, but you do also have the Landorus.
You have Landorus, you have Earth Power, Venusaur,
Heatwave Charizard. Yeah, I think Pyrus does have a slight edge here, so I think I will agree with you, but this is definitely a matchup to watch.
Very exciting.
I think this is going to be a 3-game set. It's going to be fire! I didn't even mean that pun. I was just a poet before you know it. Next up, we have the Fairfax Ralligator and the Salty Swampert.
I was hoping there was a fire type up here.
there's a Colossal and there's an Ogerpon. Hey, we got some of them. So nobody, since the first installment since the last two installments of the Pickems, has played both of their matches and has won both of them, despite me still not really understanding their team. And now has a Sinistra instead of Whimsicott.
Which I think is actually a lot better.
Oh, I agree. It's so much better.
It's so much better. It got rid of so much overlap.
Mm-hmm.
And
now
you have an
has a
actual
reason to
Trick
exist.
Room on.
Yeah. And I mean, this isn't really a great matchup to flex having that Trick Room on, because I think Big E has one of the most, functional Trick Room cores in this league.
Yeah.
But yeah, notably, Sinistra into Ogerpon is a very annoying matchup because Sinistra wants to click Rage Powder, of course, and it can't do that into Ogerpon. And it gets bonked by Ivy Cudgel, even through Heat Proof, unless, of course, it Terrace, which it might have to.
I do like Mega Salamence in this matchup, simply because it hits pretty much everything really hard, save the elephant.
I mean, flying plus ground coverage is just perfect in this matchup.
Yeah. As well as being able to swap in Intimidate for Ogerpon and the bunny.
Yeah. I think... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. God damn it. I think Gramble doesn't exist. that Pokemon is not real.
Fair point.
As someone who used it for a full season and didn't bring it to a single battle, it's not a real Pokemon. Even as an Intimidator, it just doesn't do enough. Because you can have Guts Hariyama to deal with, you could have Colossal to deal with. Genesect doesn't have to be physical. You're pretty much only intimidating the Salamence, and Salamence can also be run special.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I think Salamence, Hyper Voice, Hydro Pump, Flamethrower just looks really good.
Hyper Voice, just full special, Hyper Voice, Hydro Pump, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, it sweeps this entire team.
You don't even need Dragon Pulse, you can just be Protector or Roost, or Tailwind.
Because you have big old Genesect that can... Wait, does Blastoise get Freeze Dry? That would be funny.
Blastoise does not get Freeze Dry.
That would be really funny, though.
Why would it get Freeze Dry?
Funny.
Is there any Freeze Dry mon that isn't Ice type? I'm gonna look this up. Don't say Smeargle, I will punch you in the throat. Yeah, they're all Ice types.
Mimic Mr. Mime.
There's a Galarian form that is Ice type.
No, not Galarian. Regular Mr. Mime if I click Mimic.
And what Pokemon on Nobody's team has Mimic?
Purloin? No, it has Copy, actually.
No, it calls Assist, and it calls the Assist from the Freeze Dry from somebody else's team that has a Kyurem or something.
You're gonna get Freeze Dry Hydro Cannon.
I'm being so genuine. I don't think there was a single
Hydro Cannon.
I don't think there was a single Ice type even drafted.
There was. I don't remember what it was though.
I don't think a single team has an Ice type. I'm looking through them all right now. I'm not seeing any.
That's so funny. No, you know what? It's fine. He has Genesis.
True. Which gets fucking murderized 13 times over by Ivy Cudgel, but I digress.
No, it's fine. You literally have a Blastoise.
Which gets murderized 13 times over by Woodhammer.
Just Dragon.
Ogerpon is insanely good in this matchup.
Ogerpon is so good in this matchup, except against Mega Salamence. That is it.
I mean, even then, if you find some way to hit it with the play rough and you do like 60%,
Oh, that's true.
it's a little bit scary.
And I also think that Lopunny is really good in this matchup.
Oh, Lopunny is incredible. Just like Taxel, return, maybe some close combat if you want, and then fake out, of course.
We can run Fire Punch for Genocide if you want to.
I mean, you could run Fire Punch.
You shouldn't, but you could.
But you sure could.
You could. It's not like you have a better fire type. I also think Murkrow is good in the matchup because it always has priority to Tailwind.
Yeah.
Unlike that dumb, stupid bird that he keeps drafting.
Yeah. I will say, I think Trick Room from Big E is incredibly strong here. Incredibly potent. Like, Slowking hits this team really hard.
The Slowking, because it gets flamethrower.
It gets flamethrower, Psyshock, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam.
And I think he gets Ice Beam, yeah.
Yeah. So. It can't run all of those because it has to be Trick Room. And like, I feel like it's pretty easy to get pigeonholed into being forced to set Trick Room, so you have to run Bulk instead of Special Attack.
Yeah.
But if you can run Special Attack and you put it next to a Kaparaja, you are doing damage.
Oh, God. It's gonna be a fun one, simply because I can't wait to see what Lord Nobody brings.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the top 6 minus the Sandy Shocks.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I think nobody has to kind of cook here. Also, both these teams are 2-0. I didn't mention that.
Oh, see, they're undefeated too. Why are you guessing me up?
Because you're goated and because you're on the mic with me. But yeah.
This is hard to call too.
This is hard to call. I think like nobody is the slightly better player, but I think Big E is playing really well this season, and I think they're really comfortable with their team, and I think it's a really strong team in this matchup.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with my heart, and I'm gonna go with Big E. I'm gonna go with the Fairfax.
I think I will join you in going for the Fairfax.
I like Ogerpon. I like Lopunny. I like that you can run either Tailwind or Trick Room. It doesn't look like nobody has that option in this matchup, so he's stuck on the guessing point.
Yeah. Like, nobody's going to be playing fairly reactive. I think, like, nobody definitely has some edges. Salamence, as we mentioned. Genesect, as we mentioned. Blastoise and Hariyama, the double fake out, is really potent. And Florges could actually do a decent amount of damage if positioned well. I think it gets Mystical Fire, but I could be wrong. Actually, I don't think it does. It's Florges. I forgot that mon is kind of ass.
That mon has no move.
Okay, it does not get Mystical Fire, but
no.
It has a dream, and that dream is to be the baddest bitch in the land. So.
And you know what? Good for her. We love that for her. He's going up against Mega Lopunny for it. Not a good matchup for her, but I believe in her.
I believe in her, and I believe in both these coaches. I think this is going to be another fun one. All right.
Stack Attacka.
Next up, we have the Coda Fan Club versus the Mogul Mercenaries. The number one team in the league. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, Cathy is the number one team in the league.
Stack
Attack is very strong.
I think it deadass solos this team because Deoxys, I don't think could kill it.
I think Superpower, if it's like Max Attack, Stack Attacka, and it's like the lonely set, I think Superpower kind of wipes it. But why would you not Terra?
Yeah, you can Terra. You have a Riolu.
You have Marowak. Like, can we talk about Marowak in this matchup?
Marowak is really good in this matchup. It solos almost everything.
Like, as long as it doesn't get knocked off by Conk, it just wins.
I don't think Vegas does any.
Yeah, Gigas is... Nah. I think Feeny is amazing here.
Yeah.
I think Manectric is, like, scary as well.
Having the Intimidate is terrifying. Having the threat of it being there is terrifying, which is why Zoroark is also really good in this matchup.
Yeah. I mean, Shadow Ball doesn't hit this team that hard, but it doesn't really need to.
Scare factor alone puts... I think people underestimate how good that scare factor can be.
Yeah.
I will sing that gorgeous Pokemon's praises till the sun goes down.
I mean, so too will Cathy. She's been using it excellently over the last few seasons.
And Cathy is the best person here at using it. She just knows when to place it and who to place it as. She's so smart.
She's incredibly
and
smart.
that really adds to the level of differential this team has going up against the Mogul Mercenary. Because you still have those conflicting game plans with the double terrain, and Cathy, everything is cohesive.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the Trick Room Pokemon are Stack Attack and Chimecho, right?
Yeah.
That does kind of bite. I feel like you'd want a better non-Stack Attack and Trick Room on. But also, Chimecho is not even that bad here. Insofar as it resists Expanding Force.
It doesn't die immediately as long as Deoxys doesn't click knockoff.
I think it eats a knockoff.
From a Deoxys attack?
I think, okay, especially with Culver, I think it eats a knockoff no problem.
Okay, Colby Berry maybe.
But I think it lives knockoff raw.
Knockoff raw? You're... no.
I'm gonna look this up.
Not fake.
From Life Orb Deoxys, and this is at level 50, I think she can do it.
Bro, if Chimecho lives that attack, Deoxys suck.
Now, are we saying 4 attack or 252 attack Deoxys?
That's a good question. I think you run physical Deoxys.
Really? I guess that's fair, because Expanding Force does literally nothing here.
Expanding Force doesn't net you anything, and there's literally an immunity to it. Feeny removes the terrain immediately because it is slower than Indeedee. Oh, they're the same speed tier, actually. That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun speed game.
Ooh,
okay.
Who wins the speed tie?
Yeah, and I already know they're both going to be like 0 speed, Sassy Nature, Iron Ball, or some shit.
It's going to be a coin flip, and that's going to be funny.
Okay, so Life Orb Deoxys, neutral attack, and this is level... Oh, let me get to level 50. Because I think Deoxys is forced to be plus speed nature by Manectric.
Yeah.
Knockoff is only a 6.3% chance to kill from max attack Life Orb.
Oh my god. This
So
Pokemon sucks. It's such a fake, fraudulent Pokemon that I used. That I did.
So Chimecho's the GOAT. I think we both agree that Cathy is winning the matchup.
I still see no reason to ever not click follow me.
Yeah.
There's nothing that the Mercenaries can do about it.
Yeah, I think this is just a really rough matchup for the Mercenaries. Especially because, Vatrena's been fighting a lot of opposing terrain teams in this season. And that makes...
there's a lot of terrain.
Mm-hmm. Because he went up against Lyric in week 1. I forget who we fought in week 2. Let me check. Oh, we fought you. Or he's going to be fighting you. But yeah. This has been an awkward season for a Size Spam team. And I think Cathy is going to profit from this matchup.
Yeah, another factor we didn't talk about was Thwackey.
Yep.
It and Weezing are the slower setters, and I don't see you bringing Weezing to this matchup. It just loses to Sakataka, so...
I mean, I could see Weezing coming to facilitate Gigas and also burn the Stakataka, I guess, but you are literally completely walled by Marowak.
So you're walled by Marowak. You're dealt with by Feeny. Zoroark can Terra Psychic and just deal with you. Stack
that
Attack
poison
kills
type?
you frame 1, even if you Terra.
What's the poison type knockoff move, like Corrosive Gas or something?
Oh.
Yeah, Corrosive Gas
Yeah.
removes adjacent Pokemon's held items. Maybe it runs that and gets rid of the Thick Club. Maybe. That's how it cooks.
You're
Aside
cooking
from
something
that-
fierce over there.
Aside from that, I don't see anything.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's not impossible. You do have a lot of maneuvering to do, but it's really tough.
Yeah. Alright.
Speaking of slaying,
Where's Water Bull? Huh?
what?
There's no Water Bull! No! I
Where's Water Bull?
I thought this doc fixed it! No!
No!
Alright, well, we're just gonna pretend that Water Bull is there. We have the Fargo... we have the Fargo Pheasantipity and the Flower Manfinion. I'm not editing shit, are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
It's been there the last 2 weeks. Where did it go? Is it even Water Bull? Hold on. Am I stupid? Whatever.
Cannor trading their team to be even cuntier is so funny to me.
Yeah. So no more Dragapult, no more Crobat. And
we
no
do
more
still have
something.
Sneasler.
Still
We do
Sneasler?
have
I go.
we have Sneasler with terrain this time. Because we do have the Indeedee male. We
Yeah.
have Mega Gardevoir, which I believe gets expanding force.
I think it does, actually. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Alright, I changed the Tauros on my phone.
Oh, good job.
There's now a Tauros there. It's just not the right one, but just ignore that.
He's chilling. He's a little guy. He's fine.
He's good. Alright, proceed.
Gardevoir actually does pretty good in this fight.
I mean, the problem is that Lyric also has terrain.
Yeah. The issue being, I think Lyric wins this terrain.
I think she definitely wins the terrain war, yeah.
Because you can't lead Indeedee. Or maybe you do lead Indeedee in case of Coco Jugulus. And you win the terrain in that sense, but you still get undersped by both of them. Or you still underspeed both of them. And Sneasler can only Dire Claw so many times.
Where there's a Dire Claw, there's a way.
There is a way. You have to Terra Sneasler. Gardevoir is a difficult bring, but not an impossible one. It can do things. It's just tough against this team. If they lead Coco Jugulus, it is immediately just a more difficult battle.
I think Coco Jug is a good lead, but I also think that you counter lead Gardevoir and you just click Hyper Voice.
Yeah.
Like, just click. What the
I mean,
fuck?
you have to survive the turn.
Yeah.
And getting doubled into by Tapu Koko and not Hydreigon, it's gonna be a tough act. Does Cannor have Redirect? They have Indeedee.
But not the Follow Me one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Sneasler Gardevoir is just a good lead in general. Just fake out Hyper Voice and you just do damage.
Yeah.
And you go on little adventures. I think Terrain is very hard for Cannor to bring. I think he kind of has to lean into, like, Tail Room. Which, Trick Room is definitely good here for Cannor. But Gothitelle is a very annoying Pokemon to face, especially with a Sneasler.
But I will say, on the flip side, how is the opposing team killing Porygon 2?
Decidueye. That's it. Oh, and Tauros. And Tauros.
I'm gonna Terra Psychic. Now what?
Yeah, quite literally. You just, like, Terra Fly. Well, not Terra Fly. That's stupid. But, like...
do not Terra Fly this match. I beg of you.
That'd be so
Terra
funny.
Ghost either.
Yeah, and Terra Psychic isn't fun, particularly.
Hit him with a mix-up Terra Normal. They'll never expect it.
What even could you Terra? Maybe Terra like Dragon or Terra Ground.
Terra Dragon, Terra Psychic.
I hate that those are the options.
You only have to deal with the Vikavolt and the Jugulus, which Rhydon in Trick Room can deal with.
Yeah, Rhydon is really good in this matchup.
What, Season 11, Season 12 kill leader in Rhydon?
Mm-hmm.
He was also, like 16 and 5.
Speaking of Terra Dragon Clawitzer, very strong in this matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Or Terra Dark for the Dark Pulse. On the Goth. But yeah, I feel like both these guys kind of have unkillable Pokemon. Cannor's is more unkillable compared to Lyric's Gothitelle. But like, this is a strange matchup for both these players here.
Yeah. You have the immediate Tailwind to be afraid of. You have the terrain setup to be afraid of, because you could just call Coco if you really wanted to and run Electric, and you now outspeed the entire team and you land Dire Claw. It's going to be interesting to see how Cannor prepares, and again, it feels like a reactive-based game plan for Lyric.
Yeah.
But then again, you can just Scarf Typhlosion and click Eruption.
True, we didn't even talk about that.
The team dies.
Yeah, Typhlosion, pretty scary. I mean, Rhydon is the notorious, like, big exception.
Yeah.
But Eruption still hits pretty damn hard. Yeah. I also think...
It feels like... go ahead.
I feel like knowing Cannor and knowing that he is down 0-2, I think he really wants to win this.
Yeah.
So I think he will do everything in his power to do so. And that might just involve clicking Dire Claw more, because I've not been seeing him click Dire Claw that much.
I need him to click Dire Claw. I need him to start putting things to sleep.
Well, not versus the electric terrain, maybe, but...
Okay, well, good point. No, it's fine. Jugulus is in the air.
Yeah, true. But yeah, like, literally click Dire Claw, maybe pack some U-turn so you can U-turn on the Goth. What are you even close combating? Let's be honest with ourselves. You just click Dire Claw.
You don't close combat anything. Oh,
Terra Steel isn't real.
CC Orthworm, my god.
That's my dog.
That's my dog.
That's my dog.
Yeah, it's tough. It feels like the unstoppable force and the immovable object.
Yeah. I think Lyric has the better matchup here, but I think if Cannor loses this, he'll be extremely sad. So for that reason, I think Cannor is going to win.
I have to back up Cannor. His team is cuntier.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cunty.
Yeah, you have Gothitelle, sure, but like you have Sneasler, Gardevoir, and Indeedee Male with those hips.
Yeah, Indeedee Male really is just the cuntier one, huh? That's kind of fucked up.
It is cuntier. It's the horns up. That's what matters.
Oh my god. It is just power, now that I think about it, huh? Anyway, last up, we have Team Skull versus the Unbroken Leaves. Tell me a little bit about this matchup, Gambit.
What the fuck do I do against Gouging Fire?
You have your cool Mega... Oh, never mind.
What do I do against Ogerpon Gouging Fire?
Yeah, Mawile is not eating right now.
Nor.
Playrough is probably doing like 60%, and Mawile doing 60% with a neutral attack is criminal.
That's true. I can probably play rough and do at least 50.
But like with Maw, you want it to be doing so much more damage.
Yeah, the goal with Mawile is to kill, and that doesn't happen a lot in generation.
Especially when Scrafty is here. Scrafty's really good Intimidate, because it also just beats for a Giraffe.
This matchup sucks.
Yeah, this is a really bad matchup for you, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, bad.
I didn't realize it'd be this bad.
The fastest tailwinder drafted.
Bro, I keep bringing people on when they're on their worst matchups. This is fucked up.
You can't keep getting away with this.
I know this is literally the wheel.
Here, but you can't keep getting away with this.
It's the wheel, I promise. I can send you the screenshot. I can make this the wheel the thumbnail of this video if you want me to.
I'm like trying to think. I genuinely think one of my best bets is booster speed Iron Moth.
Yeah, I agree.
And I have to kill everything. That's my only option. So it has to be supported well. I have to be able to like click Sucker Punch or threaten Trick Room when they're not built for it. War Turtle can be a lot here because I have fake out access and I can like Terra Ground and just bully the Bulwark.
Yeah, War Turtle is really good here.
I can War Turtle and draw everything. I have to deal with Snarl from... because I'm pretty sure Gouging Fire gets it.
Yeah.
So it's really tough. But it's not impossible. If I get rid of... Mr. Shieldface. Not mine, his.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Shieldface. But prettier.
True.
And not as cool, because Bastiodon is peak. But if I get rid of him, Mega Mawile can do a lot in this matchup. Even against Follow Me, Intimidate, Play Rough will kill the Scrafty without Terra.
Yeah.
I can 2-hit KO Primarina at -1. Sucker Punch does at least 70 to Goldango. Aerodactyl dies to -2 Iron Head.
That's a depressing stat. Yeah, I think Mawile is really good here in the late game. It's just a shame that like there is a Gouging Fire, which is like such a perfect counter to it.
It's Gouging Fire, Ogerpon is like the top 3 are the main problems I have to deal with. I can deal with them, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to vote against myself here.
Really? You're gonna vote for Gig?
It's gonna be it's gonna be a difficult one. I gotta give credit where it's due. But I'm still gonna win though.
Yeah, you know what? Based. But yeah, I think this is a really good matchup here for Gig.
Yeah.
He has only played one game. It was a game loss in week 1. And then, of course, the week 2 match will be played at some point, I hope.
I think it was already played, right?
Was it between him and Lyric?
Oh, Lyric? No.
Okay.
I forgot that this week was week 1.
But yeah, I think I'll agree with you and I'll put Gig, which means we yet again agree on everything.
Bestie. We are so in sync.
Oh my god. But yeah, I wish you luck in this matchup and I wish you fun.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna win because my team is cuntier.
May all of your play roughs drop attack.
Oh, real. If I get minus attack, I win. It's easy.
With that being said, that is going to be the end of the week 3 Pickems here for Season 15 of the UBL. So thank you all so much for watching. Good luck in all of your matches, and I hope you all put on one hell of a show for myself and the rest of us watching these games. So thank you once again, Gambit, for joining me on this ride, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.